What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake, and we got Chris over there, and we got my buddy Trevor. We are out here on a tree job. The tree we're tackling today is this beech tree here. It's kind of in a little bit of a difficult area. We will get it done, but it's kind of down a hill, you know, lawn on the backside, and then this lawn area here. We're going to be climbing it and removing it, and to help with that, we got a brand new Vermeer BC 1200 XL chipper provided to us from our buddies over at Vermeer. You're probably going to be seeing some more Vermeer chippers on the channel in the future. We've worked with them in the past, and we're kind of going to be going through their lineup of chippers, trying them all out and testing them to see what we think. This chipper is 115 horsepower gas motor. It is an Origin motor, which is made by Blue Point Race Motors. Origin is like their industrial line, I'm told. It says it's a BC 1200, which most of the time would indicate that it's a 12-inch chipper. The capacity of this chipper is actually 13.3 inches. So yeah, we're going to be trying it out. It's a pretty sweet unit. It's got some cool features on it that we will discuss, like smart feed and auto idle and, you know, stuff like that. But pretty sweet machine, and we are very thankful for Vermeer to be providing it with us for us. In the back of the truck, we got the Baumalight with the Ryan's rotating mini log grapple that we got from Moore and Diesel up in Portland, Connecticut. We're going to be getting that offloaded and everything, and that's going to be helping to feed the chipper and move the wood. So Trevor is over here getting his line set. He's going to be climbing this thing today, and we're going to get things underway. Surprise. I don't know if they're faster, but they're easier.
I don't know, 1 man, 1 minute to get your whole machine undone. That's pretty good.
There were guys saying that they can 3 minutes with the old style by themselves on the trailer, done. Okay, you know what? If you're Superman, that's great. I'm just Jake. Guys, obviously you've seen the Baumalight before. This is the Ryan's Equipment mini log grapple. I think this thing opens up to like 42 inches wide. It's power open close, power rotate. It's got a nice ballard here for tying ropes off. It's got a tree pusher. This thing is super heavy duty. If you know anything about like professional, you know, logging, forestry equipment, Ryan's Equipment is at like the top of the list as far as they make like feller buncher heads, you know, like log shears for big excavators, huge rotating grapples, the whole 9 yards. This is probably like the smallest attachment that they make in their lineup of equipment. I got it, thankfully, from Moore and Diesel up in Portland, Connecticut. They are a huge diesel shop. They outfitted the Baumalight to work with this thing. They are a Ryan's Equipment dealer as well as a dealer for lots of other brands, both excavators, power sports equipment, you know, major attachments, and they service and sell parts for all sorts of diesel trucks and equipment. Check them out. I believe it's mooreanddiesel.com. I'll put a link down below. But yeah, Moore and Diesel and Vermeer are helping us get this job done today.
Are you ready?
I don't know. It's a big one.
It is a big one.
A little bit wet, a little slippery. I think we'll get it done. Sunday morning, we got to be quiet.
All right, Trevor is in the tree and making his first cuts. Now these lower limbs we're gonna have to deal with and drag them up over this hillside, but the rest of it we're hoping we should be able to rope and make a little bit easier. Okay, now this thing is clutchless. So you do engage a belt and don't mind the graphic of the clutch, but basically the thing is always spinning and you're just engaging a belt, not a clutch. So you can see here, we got a nice digital readout display, button for the smart feed, eco idle, and the reverse bar sensitivity, which this red bar on the back, if you were to be going into the chipper, God forbid, and your leg or foot caught it, it would stop the feed wheels and reverse them. So you'll see that yellow light flashing there. I believe if we press this green button, yep, it goes off, and that green button essentially will turn on the feed wheels once the belt is engaged. So we're gonna engage this. They said to kind of bump it. You can see it starts spinning in there. We're gonna get it up to speed a little bit. All right, there we go. It's engaged. You can hear the drum running. This is a drum chipper, not a disc chipper. And you'll notice on the inside here, it has offset horizontal feed rollers, meaning that the one on the bottom is closer to the operator than the one on the top, which helps them bite down on the brush as well as minimize the amount of, slapping back and forth that it does. So you'll see that caution light. We can now push the green button. That's off. And, once we idle up the chipper, in theory, it should be ready to go. Energized. All right, gonna be using the Baumalight to drag some of this shit up the hill. like how you can just push this button once and it'll idle up. You don't have to push and hold it. Watch. Down and it'll idle itself down, which is pretty cool. See what you got.
Oh, took the whole thing.
You're supposed to hold on to the end, Chris. pressure down in the piece so that you don't have to physically do the yoke lift. We got the big dog leg in it, so. right, guys, we are making progress. This tree hasn't been easy by any means. It was a lot of big brush on the bottom, and because the tree's on a hill, we lost a lot of elevation, so we were just fighting the hill. But now Trevor's up, we got good rigging points, and we have the height working to our advantage. The lawn, we're gonna knock a couple $100 off for some seed and hay. I just spoke to the homeowner, she was all right with it. You know, it's a wet day, kind of is what it is. We're gonna go dump these chips. All the wood and chips are staying here. This chipper has been pretty sweet. There are far more things that I really like about it than I don't. I would say the biggest thing I don't like is this bar on the bottom. But you know, safety is kind of what it is. But this thing's a beast. You feed it in there and it has been breaking crotches. That we've done very minimal cutting of branches thanks to the smart feed technology with it applying the down pressure by itself automatically. Makes it really nice for feeding it with a machine. On the Baumalight front, it's been working great. This Ryan's Grapple has been working fantastic. We did have one minor casualty. The pre-filter for the air filter got whacked by a branch. It's, you know, kind of in a bad spot. I feel like it should be boxed in a little bit more, but you know, it kind of is what it is. So still got the air filter, so we're gonna go dump.
I'd try to keep your tires close to this wall, and then as soon as you get over the curb, start cranking. Oh yeah, we're golden. Yeah, keep coming. I don't think it's really gonna matter much. And they're gonna get another load, maybe two, right? Oh, too heavy.
Definitely would have creamed the Porsche if you didn't box it towards the wall. Looking good. right, guys, Trevor's been doing a bang-up job up there. He got a couple tops left, and then we got this wood to deal with. All the wood staying here. Brought the Mingo marker. We're gonna go to town cutting it up to firewood size. Just leaving it down here in this wooded area. And we gotta do the best we can. Cleaning up this area, like I said, we're gonna knock some money off, or we'll go run and buy some seed to, you know, take care of this. But this is really not, you know, for where this tree is located. If we went around the back, it would have been, you know, 10 times as much lawn damage, just the sheer length. So this little 50-foot swath isn't too bad. We'll knock some money off and, you know, make them happy. But it's a big tree. Big tree. Go for it, buddy. A little bit. Pulling. Yeah. Taking tops off. Oh, he's finishing it with the hand job. Little handsaw action. top. Trevor, sender, buddy. Yeah, man. Woo. All right. That is it. They got some real nice wood chips here. This one was a doozy. All right, guys. This one was a doozy.
Yeah.
It was a big boy. It grew since I saw it last year. You guys might remember Cheese and I were at this job last year testing out the stump grinder. We did a much smaller tree. So small we used the WoodMaxx chipper. That job went well. This job went well. It's just a lot bigger, a lot more involved, a lot more technical. But we got it done. Trevor absolutely killed it up in the tree. He was up there for a long time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And yeah, job went really well. This Vermeer BC1200 XL chipper, guys, this thing is the real deal. For what they consider to be a 12-inch chipper, this has features on it that are found on much larger chippers. I am super impressed with this thing. What do you have to think about this, Chris?
I honestly didn't run it much, but just hearing it and watching these like basically whole trees that you were feeding into this chipper just go and go and go. You barely had to get off the machine. The smart auto or the smart feed, whatever it does.
Yeah, like the auto crush.
Yeah, is awesome.
Yeah.
I liked how all the new style chippers, it seems that they have all the controls to the rear.
Yeah, in the back.
In Vermeer, they started to do that.
Right.
It's nice because your ear is not right next to the motor. You know,
Right.
It's a little bit easier to hear what's going on, and you're kind of in line of sight of where you need to be.
Right, like where all the action is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Where the chute's in your way and you can't see the guy in the tree or something.
Yeah.
I feel like every little bit, makes a big difference.
That's a really nice feature. So big thanks to Vermeer All Roads for hooking us up with this chipper today. This thing is really, really nice. I was the one using it primarily today, feeding it with the Ryan's Grapple on the Baumalight mini skid. And aside from that little, lap bar on the bottom that your shins hit, every now and then I figured that out, and this thing just sucked through whatever I was feeding it into it, no matter if it was like crooked or crotchy, whatever. I only had to make cuts a couple times by hand for the stuff to go through. We filled 2 full boxes of chips and it was like effortless. So big shout out to Vermeer. You guys knocked it out of the park with this newly designed BC1200 XL. Stay tuned, we're going to be using more Vermeer products in coming videos, but go check out their product line on Vermeer.com, and if you're local to Connecticut, consider Vermeer All Roads for a local dealer. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Consider clicking that subscribe button down below. Drop a comment, questions, feedback, whatever, down in the comments section. But for now, I'm Jake.
I'm Chris.
Trevor killed it today up in the tree. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. See you here next time.